Hey guys, KoldsnedLP here, and welcome to the final mission of the Advanced Wars Normal campaign. So you're the one behind all this chaos. Do you have a name, or shall we just call you Disaster? My name is Sturm. Well, Sturm, we finally hunted you down. Time to pay the piper, as they say. Hunted down? Me? You've done nothing but enter the door that I opened for you. Maybe you should have more of a mechanical voice. And what? Did you think I didn't notice you, little girl? I don't know if that works quite well. It's kind of Jamaican. Why is all my accents Jamaican? You and your pathetic strategy games. Is that all you're good for? What? But that you couldn't. Are you saying you've known all along? You made one stupid mistake after another. Did you imagine yourself a match for me? You conceited fool! Time to put an end to this farce. Time to pay the piper, was it? I'm sorry, Father. I've broken my promise. Yep, the only CEO you can choose right now is Andy. Quick, Sonia's in danger. But this mission, the final battle, has a very interesting twist that I've been talking about since, we started. Sonia! Grit, I'm so sorry. Take everyone and run. The enemy's Sturm. He's much more powerful than I imagined. Everyone's going to be... This Sturm is the one who did this to you, right? Andy, please, you gotta get away. Who's running away? That guy's going down. Andy's right. There ain't too many people getting on my nerves like this bozo does. Can't let him go. Then I'll lend you a hand. So that's the face of the enemy. Eagle! You're okay, thank goodness. The sigh. Sammy, we'll talk later. First we must destroy him. Down with it, I'm yours to command. Alright everybody, let's move out. Right, so this is it, the final battle. 3 CEOs versus Sturm. I hate this level. It's disgusting. It's terrible. I just hate it. I've spent hours on it before. Basically, you're in control of each of the CEOs. You have Andy here. Now your left CEO will depend on what you did way back at the split. Right at the start of the game. If you remember, we took Max's path, so we get Grit. Therefore, his indirect units have a little bit of extra punch, but his land units are a bit weak. I always prefer to go Grit on the left side over, say, Max and Olaf. Olaf because he's shit, very average, just like Andy, and when it snows and stops everyone slowing. Max, while he's got great direct offensive boost, the point of the left-hand teammate is much of a distraction for Sturm's CO power to start with, and then late game backup. So the fact that he's an indirect person will help immensely try to take down these air units he's got, and then later on he can just sit on this bridge here and rain fire on this chokehold and allow me to punch through. So I always run with Grit. You want to be building artillery and maybe tanks or anti-airs with him just to really boost that force. Obviously you've got Andy in the middle, you'll always have Andy in the middle. Andy is what the power and technique score relies on. So if he loses a lot of units and he doesn't attack too many units, you're gonna get a poor rank. The best I've ever got is A, as you can see. I've never got an S on this map. I don't expect to get an S. If I do, that'd be great. I've got it on camera. But you see these down here as well. Ignore them for now. You want to be mainly focusing on getting the airport, the factory, sitting tight as a defensive unit, and then on the second day you want to bust out and then spread out for CO power, which I'll explain later. On the right hand side we have Eagle. He comes already equipped with 2 fighters, a bomber and 2 copters. Very good early on in this level. You can also get Sammy if you play quite badly up to this point, and she's shit, really. Like, you could beat the level with her, but the point of the right hand teammate is very much to join with Andy's units and push on. And she's not a very sort of push-on kind of girl. She's more of a, I'm going to capture all the bases. No. You want to be charging forward in this one. But anyway. You can also get Kanbei, who's pretty good. Its units are a little bit expensive, but they provide that little offensive oomph that Andy doesn't really have. So that can be quite good. Drake, also okay. His Tsunami can really screw over Sturm's units. But the fact he's got so many cities up there, if you were to use it when most of them are sat on there, he's just going to get his HP back, so it's not really much of a bonus. Plus there's no sea, there's no water in this level, except for a little bit here. And so there's no sea units, and that's where Drake gets his bonuses, so, oh well. So I've run with Eagle, Andy, Grit and Eagle. Hard part about this level is manoeuvring all your units. I'm just doing a lot of talking for this first 5 minutes. One of the hardest parts about this level is manoeuvring all your units into good positions. In order to get the hit on him. Should I move that? No, that's good. In order to get the hit on him with as much firepower as possible, you want to take out his array of units and air units as quick as possible. Because you know that's the first wave is the air units. First day 1, deal with the air units. Day 2, we deal with CO power. Day 3 is when we're going to really hammer in home and try and smash up as many of his units as possible. And then from day 4 onwards, it depends how the other days went, really, in terms of, you know, movement. But I never should have left her alone. Basically, you want to take care of these air units as quick as possible. Now, as you can see, Grit has a little bit of an extended range with his missile units. So, that will come in handy in terms of taking him down. I've put that tank out there in the hopes that it'll go straight for it. I'm also going to put this tank. Ooh, is that a good idea, actually? Yeah. I'm going to put this tank here in the hope that they'll go for it as well. If you can damage one of his units, if you can damage one of Sturm's bombers or copters or something, I think he will retreat it back to his base, sit it on his airport and not do anything with the airport until it's fully healed. So that can be quite handy, because, you know, then nothing's getting hit. Like I said, we're going to be building some artilleries with Grit. I'm going to build an extra infantry this turn as well, and I'm going to storm him up. As you can see, above each of these they have a factory and an airport. They have one there and they have one on this side as well. You want to capture those pretty sharpish too, especially for Eagle. Eagle's going to need that airport for air support. This is getting interesting. I was losing my edge fighting that darned clone. So I'm going to ignore these 2 cities here and charge straight for them. I'm also going to save here and see what happens. If it all goes a bit tits up and his units don't move how I want them, I will reset and see if I can get to move a bit differently and just cut to that point. Alright, so okay, we want to be moving. I can these fighters move to? We're talking above that mountain. Right, okay, so we're talking here. Basically, you want to keep the bomber out of range, but also kind of use it as a bit of bait, as well as some of the copters. It's a good idea to just try some different combinations of moving units forward. The AI will react differently each time you load the game if you move your units forward in a little bit of a different way as to what you did before. Get the anti-air up there. Get that first. First turn, don't mind about bunching up your units so much like this, because you can't do anything to them. It's the next turn we want to worry about, but we'll talk about it in the day 2. So let's end this first turn and see what Sturm does. Those fools, their troops are all amassed right here. Bwahaha, they've played right into my hands. They rule the day they dreamed of opposing me. Okay, so let's see what happens. Alright, fight it down, fight it down. That's good. That's good. That's also quite good. This is looking very good, you know. I don't think I've had a first turn go this well in a while. He will also move his units in this order every single time. Air units, then tanks, then anti-airs, copters, mid-tanks, and then anything else. Right, so this turn, we want to be laying the smack down. So, first of all, think carefully about what you can take out. First priority are the bombers. So as you can see, I can take care of those bombers with Grit quite easily. But the fighters are a different matter. So if I take care of... Alright, so on this side, these 2 missile units, think to yourself, I want to assign these to what they're going to do from now. Because one of the main problems with this mission is you'll move some units forward and then you'll realise you should have attacked with another unit or you shouldn't have moved another unit forward. And that's where the main difficulty comes in this mission. So here I'm going to assign that missile to those 2 bombers. The anti-air is going to attack this fighter here because nothing else can really get to it. So that's not going to die this turn, but it's a fighter, it's not the end of the world, and it's going to be quite a bit damaged. For Andy, the bombers are already taken care of. So there's just this fighter here which can be attacked by my missile and anti-air. On this side, my 2 fighters, how about, yes, they can attack the bombers. My 2 fighters I'm going to assign to the bombers. My 2 anti-airs I'm going to assign to this fighter here to take care of that. And then this fighter here I'm just going to... Shall I lightly damage it? Or shall I... Yeah, I think I've got this, so I'm going to do this. Finish off this... Oh, I didn't know it did all damage. Do that. Now, you don't want to start grouping your units together. This is where because I'm going to be doing so much damage this turn, Sturm's going to get his CO power. Now his CO power is something called Meteor Strike. Meteor Strike is basically a big meteor, slams down from the earth, and I think it affects a 5x5 radius, or maybe it's a 4x4 radius, and damages them all quite a lot. You do not want it to hit Eagle or Andy. If it hits Eagle or Andy, restart. It ain't going to happen for you. You need it to hit Grit, or the left-hand teammate, because he's the one that's not going to be providing much cover, and it will leave these two sides to open up and start tearing Sturm a new one. Now what you want, it goes on the amount of funds they are in a certain square. Now as I've got some very expensive missile and rocket units over here, I've got a heightened chance of him hitting Grit. But you don't really want to cram units together if you don't have to. I can't move for it yet. So what I'm going to do is, here this is quite a hefty amount of put together as well. So I'm going to, what's going to happen here? That's going to attack that, that's going to attack that. Those two anti-airs there. Can I? No, it can't, right? That fighter's going to live. I'm going to pull this anti-air over here a bit, knowing it's safe. Oh, balls! It's not safe. Oh, okay. Well, I fucked that up already.